This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Friday, the 21st day of April in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here's what we're tracking tonight. The government of Guyana, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, has written to the United States Embassy here in Georgetown, seeking information about the confiscation of the mobile phone of the Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Home Affairs at the JFK Airport in New York. Senior government officials have confirmed to News Source that the letter was written and has been dispatched to the U.S. Embassy. The Ministry of Home Affairs is responsible for national security and public security in Guyana. The Permanent Secretary, May Toussaint Jr. Thomas, was in transit at the JFK Airport in New York on her way to China just over a week ago, when she was pulled aside and questioned by the U.S. authorities, and her mobile phone was confiscated. News Source understands that Ms. Thomas continued on with her trip to China after the phone confiscation. And when she heads back to Guyana this weekend, she will be doing so via London and not the United States. One senior government official said the U.S. government has not provided any information about the incident, and it is worrying to the authorities, hence the decision by the government to officially request information from the local U.S. Embassy. The Permanent Secretary is expected to provide a full report of the incident to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on her return. She travels on a Guyana Service Passport, which is the type of passport that is issued to government officials for official travel duties. Under U.S. Homeland Security laws, border officials can inspect and confiscate a traveler's mobile phone without giving reason. However, because the Permanent Secretary is a senior official in the Guyana government, it is believed that any decision to confiscate her phone would be based on serious information received and approval from senior Homeland Security officials in the U.S. Thomas was appointed Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Home Affairs in October 2020, 2 months after the change of government. Her appointment raised eyebrows in the local public service since she was a candidate for the PPP at the 2015 and 2020 national elections and was therefore considered a political appointee for the key public service position. More news coming up in just a moment.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say, but now that it's here, it will change life forever, and it is here to stay. The future is now, transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
At Giftland Office Max, we're all about customer satisfaction. Whether it's clothing and shoes for the ladies, gents, and kids, or for the latest electronics or hardware appliance, we're always thinking of satisfying you, our dear customers. Now you can shop online at www.giftlandofficemax.com or visit us at the Giftland Mall, where we're happy to serve each and every one of you.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors, that my crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
Strong and solid in countries far and wide. New India Assurance, we're standing by your side. Golden service, half a century and more. New India Assurance, our policies are secure. From the heart of India, we serve these islands. The strength that you can trust, you're safe when you come to us.
New India
Insurance Company. Assurance when you need it most.
For your home, motor, or business insurance, visit New India Guyana office, 58 Brickdam next to Star Computers. Telephone 2260-415-7. Comfortable parking available.
The daughter of a dead Berbice woman whose identity and forged signature were used on nomination documents for a PP Civic candidate in the upcoming local elections received an apology today from Vice President Bharat Jagdeo. In a Facebook post, the daughter, Joanna Jacob, said the vice president reached out to her and offered his apologies following her earlier post on Facebook about her mother's signature being forged in supporting documents for a PP Civic candidate in the upcoming local elections. She said the matter was dealt with. The woman also said her father's signature was also forged on the documents for the PPP candidate. She said it is not okay with the family and is straight up disrespectful. The mother, Cheryl Jacob, passed away on the 6th of April. Yet her name and the forged signature were found affixed to nomination documents for a PP candidate in one of the constituency races for the local elections. The daughter has also issued a call on the APNU Member of Parliament who highlighted the forged signature on his Facebook page to remove her mother's funeral program from the page. The opposition APNU has accused the PP Civic of submitting several nomination documents with forged signatures to the Elections Commission, describing it as a complete fraud. A number of persons who have spotted their names on nomination documents for the PPP have since written to the Elections Commission indicating that they never signed any nomination document and also never provided any information for their names to be used on nomination documents for any party. Although there are discussions about the possible shutting down of the Camp Street prison, no firm decision has been made as yet, Vice President Bharat Jagdeo said, even as he admitted that a majority of the prisoners are now being shifted to the Lusignan jailhouse. Late last year, the Vice President said the government was looking to have a single prison in the country, based at Lusignan on the east coast of Demerara, removing the traditional holding centers at Camp Street and New Amsterdam.
The idea is to concentrate all of our activities there. I don't know whether we shut it down totally yet, but the idea is that soon most of the prisoners will be out of there. So we have not made a formal decision as yet, but it seems as though it's heading that way.
Mr. Jagdeo said the closing of the roads around the Camp Street jail has been having a negative impact on businesses in the area. That is also being taken into consideration by his government. The government has moved to conduct massive upgrades at the Lusignan prison, with the expansion works last year costing more than $3 billion. Those works were initiated to reduce the overcrowding of inmates at the facility. When completed, prisoners will be housed in a dormitory-like setting, furnished with beds and mattresses unlike the holding bay facilities. The prison will also have a large building subdivided into prison cells at lots 4 to 6. Upgrades to the facility will also accommodate a female prison, which will see the relocation of female prisoners from New Amsterdam. 5 years after he went underrun after being fingered in the murder of his brother, 33-year-old Gordon Henry was arrested on Thursday at a shop in Northwest District in Region 1. Henry was wanted for the May 2018 murder of his brother, gold miner Clinton Henry. The two reportedly got into a heated argument during a drinking spree, and the older brother was attacked and allegedly beaten to the head. In a statement today, the Guyana Police Force said some of its ranks were in the 5-star landing area in Northwest District to investigate an illegal guns matter when they spotted the wanted man. He was immediately arrested and taken back to the police station in the area. After his arrest, he reportedly told the police that he might have been killed by his brother if he did not kill him, according to the police. The police said the 34-year-old man remains in custody. Charges are likely to be filed against him soon.
Get ready for the ultimate event as Mackenzie Alumni Association presents official Night of Elegance. Reunion and fundraiser. It's going down on Friday, 21st of April at the Edward Benjamin Conference Center, Linden, Guyana. Ticket donation $50. Dinner included. Come and enjoy the vibes from old school R&B and hip hop. It's the official Night of Elegance. Night of Elegance.
Fireside Suite, standard and unique. Room fresh and nice, comfortable and neat. 24-hour whole day we a do it. Affordable price down a Garnet Street, yo. Can't vex, cause we top of the line. Fireside are the best, 5-star we a shine. From you come one time, we tag a left on your mind. To tell your family, your friend, them one more time, say. Best service a Fireside Suite. Safety ensured down a Fireside Suite. Price them cheap down a Fireside Suite. Come enjoy your stay down a Fireside Suite. Fireside Suite located at 154 Garnet Street, Kitty. For bookings and reservation, call contact number 623-3473. Matic Queen.
The Sheriff Security Company announced today that it has secured a $354 million Guyana contract with the Guyana Revenue Authority and will be providing security at all locations of the GRA in all 10 administrative regions from the 1st of May. Sheriff Security said the new contract is for 1 year. According to the company, since its establishment a few years ago, it has become the largest security company in the country, providing services to the oil and gas sector. The company said it has also achieved International Organization for Standardization. The ISO is a global standard. The company has also received local content certificate from the government of Guyana. According to the company, it will be expanding its security services more as it attracts new clients.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor of the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water. Now available for only $120.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight in St. Kitts and Nevis, the government there has approved the full activation of the Cannabis Act, the unofficial holiday celebrating cannabis. By the Cannabis Act, the order published in the Gazette on Thursday, the government signaled its intention to clarify responsible cannabis use and cannabis derivatives regulatory framework within the Federation. The Cannabis Act, which was passed in 2020, seeks to establish the Medicinal Cannabis Authority to provide for the lawful access to medicinal marijuana as an alternative treatment for persons who are suffering from qualifying medical conditions, and for a comprehensive licensing scheme to regulate the cultivation, supply, possession, production, and use of medicinal cannabis. However, until Thursday, only parts 1 and 2 of the Act, setting out preliminary matters related to the establishment of the Medical Cannabis Authority, were activated. The Minister of Agriculture in St. Kitts Nevis, Samal Duggins, said the activation and the latest move by the government is a significant step in the government's plan to develop a responsible, professional, and sustainable medical cannabis industry in St. Kitts and Nevis. The director of the Pan American Health Organization, Dr. Jarbas Barbosa, has called on Caribbean and other countries in the Americas to urgently step up routine vaccination programs at the risk of disease outbreaks in the region reaches a 30-year high due to a decline in vaccination coverage. While the Americas was the first region in the world to eliminate polio in 1994 and has historically been a world leader in disease control and elimination, national immunization programs have suffered numerous setbacks over the past decade. The officials said the inadequate sustainable financing for immunization and an increase in vaccine hesitancy due to misinformation have been among the primary drivers of the drop in coverage factors, further exacerbated by the coronavirus pandemic. And finally tonight, international news. The BBC reports that Dominic Raab has resigned as Deputy Prime Minister of the United Kingdom after a bullying inquiry found he acted in an intimidating and aggressive way towards officials. The inquiry by a senior lawyer was set up by the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak after 8 formal complaints about Mr. Raab's behavior as a minister. The lawyer made multiple findings that fit a description of bullying in a report submitted to the Prime Minister. Mr. Raab said the inquiry was flawed and sets a dangerous precedent. The senior Conservative MP said he would quit the government if the inquiry by the senior lawyer made any finding of bullying against him whatsoever. The bullying complaints, which involved 24 people, relate to Mr. Raab's previous periods as Justice Secretary and Foreign Secretary under Boris Johnson and his time as Brexit Secretary under Theresa May. The report concluded that Mr. Raab had engaged in an abuse or misuse of power when Foreign Secretary and acted in a manner which was intimidating towards officials at the Ministry of Justice. In a resignation letter to the Prime Minister, Mr. Raab said the inquiry dismissed all but 2 of the claims leveled against him. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to have a safe and enjoyable weekend.